games of the day. Even though we agree on the outcome, I wanted to get your thoughts on Bills-Patriots and where this one will ultimately turn.
Well, I kind of had a feeling you were going to take the Bills here because you beat me by taking the Bills last week when I took the Colts. I see that we agree, but I think what this really comes down to is we know the Bills have a very good defense, and their offense get anything going at all against what I think is a fairly good but not as good Patriots defense. And I think Tyrod Taylor will struggle. I think Bill Belichick will have a lot up his sleeve against an inexperienced quarterback in Tyrod Taylor. That, to me, is going to be the difference. I think Buffalo is going to have a tough time moving the ball, and the Patriots will win a low-scoring game against a good Bills defense.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that, MDS. As we focus so much on how the Bills are going to contain or limit or shut down Rob Gronkowski, we've lost sight of the fact that Patriots defensive coordinator / head coach Bill Belichick is a master at confounding and confusing young quarterbacks. And I think back to 2012 when Greg Roman was the San Francisco 49ers offensive coordinator and San Fran went in to Gillette Stadium and embarrassed the New England defense. Bill Belichick's going to break that down, figure that out, figure out what Greg Roman likes to do, and factor that into the plan that he has to try to shut down Tyrod Taylor. I think that's the key focus for this game, far more important than what happens or doesn't happen with Rob Gronkowski. What's going to happen later on Sunday? Cowboys go into Philadelphia. I think it's a must-win for the Eagles because they have to hold serve at home against the Cowboys. How do you see the Cowboys pulling off the road win without Dez Bryant?
I don't see that happening. We agree in the sense that the Eagles are going to win, but where we disagree is I think the Eagles are going to win easily. You picked a pretty close game as I look at our two scores, but I just really think that without Dez Bryant, the offense struggles. I think the defense is definitely going to struggle against that Eagles offense that really had things moving in the second half against the Falcons. I like this Eagles team. I think the Eagles are going to show that they're the favorites in the NFC East and win pretty comfortably at home against the Cowboys.
Boy, that's a gutsy call to make after the Eagles look so bad at times on Monday night at Atlanta. So we agree on Bills-Patriots. We agree on Cowboys-Eagles. We both like the Patriots and Philadelphia. That brings us to the only game this week, and I can't think of many times over the past few years where we only disagree on one game. It's not one of the marquee games of the day. It's Atlanta at the New York Giants. Why do you like the home team to hold serve in that one?
Well, I think it's a bit of a time for a correction here. I always kind of get the feeling after week one that the teams that looked good aren't quite as good as we thought they were, and the teams that looked bad aren't quite as bad as we thought they were. And as heartbreaking as that loss was for the Giants and as thrilling as the win was for the Falcons, I still feel like the Giants are a better team than the Falcons. And I'm not completely convinced about that Falcons defense. You know, they looked very good in the first half, but I thought in the second half we really started to see where that Falcons secondary can be exploited. I think Eli Manning, Odell Beckham can have big games, and I like the Giants to put a lot of points on the board against the Falcons. I think the Giants take this one at home.
See, I think the fact, MDS, that the Giants even had a chance to win that game is a bit of an aberration, maybe the product of spending extra time game planning for week one, trying to catch the Cowboys flat-footed, because last year everybody thought the Cowboys would stink. This year they're coming in with higher expectations. Everybody expected them to beat the Giants, and they did, but it wasn't nearly as easy as anyone thought it would be, and I think the Giants benefited from maybe a little week one complacence on the part of the Cowboys. This week, a Falcons team that is revved up, a Falcons team that feels disrespected, a Falcon team that plays fast under new coach Dan Quinn. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. We've written them off, even though they were in the NFC Championship game a couple of years ago, and they still have Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Roddy White. I think the Falcons go in, and for the first time since Tom Coughlin's first year as coach of the Giants, the Falcons win at MetLife Stadium the first year of Dan Quinn as coach of the Falcons.
Well, I hope you are wrong. I need this one. I would hate to fall too behind, especially as it seems like we're agreeing on a lot of games here. There won't be as many opportunities to make up ground, so I'm rooting for the Giants on Sunday.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. We're thinking too much alike. I noticed 2 or 3 games where we actually predicted the same score this week. So we'll see if either of us can get one of those scores right on the money. You almost had it last night. Chiefs 24, Broncos 17. If that Chiefs defense had held at the end, you would have gotten the extra credit that comes from getting the score absolutely right, which there is no extra credit because you've done it several times and I never have. The first time I do it, then we're going to find a way to add some bonus points to our little contest. MDS, thanks as always for some of your time. We'll be in touch over the weekend, and we'll do it again next week.
All right, and go Giants.
Yeah, there he is, MDS. We're here on PFT Live at NBC Sports Radio.